It builds FM third party that shows
The church boy, yeah.
JF Kennedy said.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my esteemed viewers. I want to welcome you all to Talk Your Own Show. And I started a series with our own legend, Carlos Morgan. And today we are diving a little bit deeper into our discourse, looking at the black music industry in Canada and possibly around the nation in North America. Now, you all know Carlos Morgan already. And today we want to look at, the lack of original music performed by black artists in Canada. I'm sure you want to hear something from that, right? Carlos, how you doing, man?
Good to see you,
Good
man.
to see you, man.
You too.
You're looking good. I love this description.
Thank you.
Live music is essential.
Yes.
Tell me about this.
So this is a design that my partner and I, Emma Ansa, we created. We have a clothing brand line called Carl Parks Collection.
Carl Parks Collection.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We are in the process of rebuilding a brand new website. We launched in 2020, just after the pandemic, and then we took a step back because we're going to rebrand, rebuild, and get some help with our marketing and promotion. So we create brands and we put them on hoodies, T-shirts, right? So this one, Live Music is Essential, is basically about how it's important that live music is essential to keep, people go out and hear live music and support live music, and that's what this one's about. And we have many, many more different brands, yeah.
So, is it on sale?
It's on sale. So right now, our website is carlparkscollection.com, but it's under construction. The new one's under construction. We're going to launch it in March.
Okay.
So it's Carl, it's CARLLPARKES, collection, COLLECTION.com.
Interesting.
Carl Parks Collection.
Okay, so you go and grab yours now because this looks good, man.
Yeah, this is a good one. And we again, hoodies, different colors.
Interesting.
Hoodies for men and women, boys and girls. And you can check out all our different brands and different styles.
Great. Okay, so Carlos, now you are a renowned Canadian R&B singer.
Well, let me correct that. In terms of saying Canadian, I don't subscribe to Canadian. I'm an R&B singer in Canada.
Okay,
but not Canadian.
But you are first generation from your background.
My family. I'm first Canadian, born in Canada. Yeah, to my family.
So you're a Canadian.
Well,
Canadian.
I don't consider myself Canadian, but technically, okay, I am. But in terms of culturally, racially, no, I'm not. So
okay.
I don't.
Let's leave that for another day.
Yeah.
So tell me, as a great R&B singer and songwriter, what are your thoughts on the current state of original music performed by black artists in Canada?
Well, it's not done enough. Many black artists in Canada who have written and recorded and released original music, unfortunately, don't have we don't have enough venues, if you will. We don't have enough support. It all comes down to support, because if radio is not playing the music of black artists in Canada, and they're not playing their original music that they write, then people are not going to know. Take, for example, myself. People don't know unless they hear my music on radio that, oh, this artist is from Canada, and if I'm not getting a lot of support, I'm not visible, then people are not going to want to hear me perform my own music. They want to hear me perform songs that they know from American artists. And that, unfortunately, is something that many artists in Canada in black music go through. We don't get a lot
now,
of support.
How do you think that the Canadian music industry, can support or can better support the black artists, can better promote the black artists, and what role do you think organizations like the Juno Awards can also play?
Well, in terms of the Juno Awards playing a role in supporting black music, I personally think the Junos only, they tokenize, they placate, they only do so much. They only do the bare minimum, and then they'll turn around and say, oh, well, we are supporting black music in Canada, but it's just the bare minimum that they're doing. And that for me is not support enough. So if the music industry in Canada is going to support black music, well, there's no record labels anymore, but at least for radio, play more black artists in Canada, play more artists. That's what they can do, and they don't do enough of that.
Now, you've seen a lot of challenges that black artists face, from your experience and from your narrative. So, would you love to, give us a hint on some of the biggest challenges that the black artists face when trying to break into the Canadian music industry, and how can these challenges be overcome?
Okay, well, funding is a big one. There's not a lot of money for funding. What I think, and I was having this conversation with somebody last week, what I think black music in Canada, or one of the challenges that we can overcome as a community, is for us to create our own infrastructure. I said this in our previous interviews, that we should create our own infrastructure, and because we haven't created our infrastructure, then the industry doesn't support us at all. So we're not progressing. We're not getting any better. We're still here 70, 80 years later. We're still not gotten any further than where we start from where we started.
I know you don't believe much in the diversity message and all that.
No, I don't
believe much. So
I believe in the diversity of black music.
Inclusion.
I support the diversity of black music, which includes all genres of black music, not just one style, but include R&B, hip-hop, reggae, gospel, jazz, African, blues. All genres of black music, I support that diversity and equity inclusion. But if it's to say, okay, we're going to have black music and all these other, no, because you know what happens in the industry? I'll give you a quick example. You have these granting bodies, you apply to the Canada Arts Council or Factor or Ontario Arts Council, and you get many people from different, which is understandable, but you get everybody applying for a grant. Say the grant is $50,000, okay? So if the black community applies, members of the black community applies, then you have the Asian community, you have all these different racial backgrounds. More than likely, the artists that are doing any kind of black music or black arts, even if it's acting, music or arts, the granting bodies give them more so to the other racial demographics than they give to
I would love you to hold
people.
Your thoughts on that. Yes, we'll be right back. Let's go on a little break.
Okay.
Viewers, we'll be right back. Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome back, viewers. We're still here with Carlos Morgan.
Yeah.
Carlos Morgan advocates for the black artists.
That's
and
right.
His voice, you must just hear him. If you don't want to hear, you got to hear him.
That's right, because I don't hold back.
You are on a line of thoughts. Okay, I want you to bring it to this. How important is it, before we went on break,
yes.
Staying on that line of thought, and then I want to bring you to this. How important is it for black artists to have ownership and creative control over their music? What can be done to support artists in maintaining this control?
Well, nowadays, black artists everywhere, not just in Canada, but everywhere, they're becoming more and more astute and more aware of owning and controlling their own music and owning and controlling their own masters, if you will. So, you know, it's not like back, you know, many years ago where a record label will sign you, they pay for you to go into the studio, record your album, record your music, and then they own it, and then they do whatever they want with it. Now with the internet and, you know, all these online music platforms, you could create music, put it up there, and you own it, and you can make money from it. And even when you're passed on, you leave it for your next generation, and so on and so forth. So that is one of the positive things for black music. But again, in Canada, you know, it's very tough to even do that.
Tough?
Yeah, it's tough because there's not a lot of support for black music in this country. So again, if you're a black artist in Canada and you're an independent artist and you own your master, which is great, but then how many opportunities are there for black artists in Canada for the music to be heard, for the music to be even placed in films and TV, etc.? There's not so many. There's not too many.
Possibly with people like you and a good number of black artists that are making a lot of waves. So, don't you think maybe education and community programs can play, you know, a huge role in developing and promoting black music talent in Canada?
Definitely, education is definitely
so how
key.
so? How can?
Definitely, education is key. But we need to go beyond education, and we now have to start putting things into action. You know, creating infrastructures, creating ways that artists, black music and black artists in Canada can create music, get it heard, get it played, get it out to the public, get it out to the masses, and be able to perform and really make a difference and a wave in how they can make an income and make money and make a living from their music, right? And that's not easily done in this country. That cannot be easily done in this country.
Are there Canadian black artists, maybe your band, that you think are making significant contributions to the scene?
Okay, so everybody, the one person I could think of that is really making any kind of waves for black music in this country right now is Julie Black.
Julie Black.
And Julie Black has been doing it for a while now, but everybody, you know, you had many artists like Glenn Lewis, Divine Brown, myself, Carlos Morgan. You had many artists from the past, like Liberty Silver.
How can we learn, upcoming artists also learn from these successes that you...
There's no successes in Canada. There's none. I'm being real. And again, the success.
You want me to believe that? No.
I'm telling you my opinion. If we want to talk about success, right? There have been successful artists from Canada, but they left. They didn't stay here. They left.
These artists you mentioned, have they all left Canada?
Yeah, well, Julie Black didn't leave. Julie Black stayed here. Glenn Lewis, he left.
When you say successful?
Julie Black, yeah, but again...
She's successful?
You know, she's successful. She's got a name. She's going on tour. You know, she's well respected. She's well loved. You know, she's won many awards. She's done very well. But she's one of only one.
So what can we learn from her success?
That's a good question, and that would be a question for her to be asked. You know, but. Because she's got a team, of course, and that's what we need.
Okay.
You need a team.
It's okay. Now, looking at the future, what changes would you like to see in the Canadian music industry to better support and celebrate black artists? How can we work together to make these changes happen?
Well, I think one of the things we need to do is to learn about about the history of black music in this country. We need to be education again and again. We need to build our own infrastructures. We need to build our own where we create initiatives that will support black music in this country. And that goes from education, economics, radio,
community
programs, you know, but community programs, you know, that's true. Community programs are nurturing and fostering young artists. And then as they're being nurtured and fostered and they're learning the industry and they're learning what to do and, you know, how to create music, write music, learning the industry, learning the business, and then moving them to the next phase, and having people in the background that are honest, that are not going to rip them off, that are not going to exploit them, that are not going to take advantage, that are not going to take advantage of young artists. Find people of the older generation who can see a young talent and say, you know what, this is a great talent, young talent, nurture the talent, you know, show the talent what to do, and then move forward.
Carlos Morg, yeah.
Right.
Thank you, my brother.
Welcome,
Nice having you here today. All right, guys, that's our show for today. He's coming back. He's coming back for another interview. Looking forward to seeing you, man.
Thank you so much, man.
When you come back, make sure you come back with this t-shirt or this club.
My music is essential, y'all.
All right, guys, that's our time, man. Cheers.